Oki. Ita Mixkanatani. Good morning. It is, I don't know. When I started off from the truck, it was just after 6 a.m. in the 6 a.m. in the morning on Moon Day, the 14th of August, 2023, in the lunar cycle Okonoki's Tsotsitsitspi, when the Saskatoon berries ripen. And this morning I thought, well, I had to drop Brit off. She was opening, doing the opening prep work for Old Navy this morning, starting at 6 a.m. Tomorrow's her birthday, by the way. I don't know what we have in store. I don't have anything planned. I just want to play it by the hip or whatever. This go around. But today she's working. Started very early, and I thought, while she's working this morning, I'm gonna get out and do an off-trail, good old-fashioned off-trail exploration in the wilderness park. Haven't done something like this for a while. I've been going on my, as I've been doing this move and stuff in the last couple of months, June and July was pretty much wrecked for me, and I missed, as I complained before, most of the berry harvest. I got a little bit of currants, but no Saskatoons. I'm gonna get my choke cherries, of course. They're coming in, and I'm hoping to find some bullberries, but bullberries have been pretty sparse in Sikohkotok in Lethbridge for a while. I used to pick lots of them here, but not so many pop anymore, or at least the birds don't leave them long enough for us anymore, which is probably ricochet from having so few insects. But any case, June and July was shot for me. I didn't get outside. My mental health was, messed up because of it, I'm sure. And from here, the sun is just rising. Although it's been rising behind me since I almost began. But I've still been going on my Sunday morning walking talks. So every Sunday I missed one or two because of the weird stuff. But I've been going on my Sunday morning walking talks, and yesterday when Carol and I went out here, we got off trail just a little bit, and we ran into some cool stuff, and I was inspired, and I felt like, man, I need to get outside this week and just do some good old-fashioned Ryan time outside, looking at what's happening, exploring, my site. And I consider this, now one of my main study sites. I'm no longer on this side of the river, where my home is. I'm back by Spobikimi again, which I'm happy for. But I feel like I've just, groomed into this relationship with the wilderness park, where I'm starting to appreciate some of the players here and some of the environment and what's going on, but I still got so much to learn from this place, so I'm not going to quit visiting. And I thought today was just a great opportunity. The weather's perfect, the climate is just, it's just comfortable with shorts, and I could have just went in a t-shirt. I got a tank top and a shirt, but it's very comfortable weather. Nice morning, clear skies, no big wind, and I've got some time. I do have a job coming up this morning. I've got a Wasp job to go to. That might end up being a separate video, I don't know. Or I might just have a long video today, perhaps. I have never stood at this lookout point before. Carol and I usually were going to that one to look out over here at the eagle's nest. I haven't seen the juvenile eagles for a few weeks, nor the mature eagles. And right now it's, it'd be fairly hard to spot them in the trees here, but I'm going to pull out my glass after I'm done talking and look out from this vantage point and see what I can see with my monocular. It looks like there's a pelican or two out that way, but otherwise the river is looking pretty quiet. Yeah, I've got some, what do I got? I've had some thoughts, but I've mainly, what's going on with me today, and I'm feeling much better. I've bounded back from my sickness, whatever that was. I wonder if I didn't get, a new kind of variant of COVID or something, because I sure was sick. Oh, there's a bald eagle, a mature one. Hold on, get the other camera. I'll show you. Wow, just talking about them and one shows up. So this has to be one of the parents of that nest from this year. Well, it doesn't have to be, but I bet it is. Or if he's gonna land, or if he's just hunting. Looks like just rolling down the river, seeing what's up. Wow, that was cool. Where is that nest, by the way? I haven't looked at it from this vantage point before, so where would it be? It's got to be just in the trees over here. Is it here? I'm not sure. Yeah, I bounded back from that sickness. I wonder if that sickness wasn't a variant of COVID. It was just terrible. Worst stomach sickness I've ever had, by far. But I have good energy. Yesterday, I spent some more time unpacking. I still have a few boxes and stuff, and I've got to put other things in order, and then, I got a lot to do at the house in terms of repairs and deep cleaning and organizing all my stuff and getting back into life. But one of the things that I took care of yesterday that was important for me was I cleaned out my gym, and I started using it last night. I just pop in and do a few things and pop out, and pop in and do a few things and pop out. And I got to kind of condition myself, back into my training in there. But I'm going to do daily work in there from now on, and get my physical health back. And I just feel I feel inspired to do a lot of things. I've been playing the piano, I've been playing the guitar, I've been looking at my old drawing practices and stuff. I've been thinking about things that I might write. I've been thinking about ways to improve the YouTube channel, which, by the way, I found I went in the back end of my YouTube channel, because if you're following the channel, you'll remember, I think when I did my very first wasp nest relocation or something around there, I introduced channel membership, because YouTube had thrown me the option now of allowing people to become members of the channel for little financial contributions toward me, and YouTube gets a small cut of those donations for managing the whole thing online and stuff, of course. But this is support for me, and so you can use it basically as a Patreon, which for me works better, I think, than Patreon works. And I might oh, I think I see a beaver. I might start messaging the few patrons I have on Patreon and see if I can get them to shift over to just supporting me on YouTube. I don't know. I don't put enough time into. But yeah, if you're watching the video, and you can see under the title of the video and right next to my channel name, there's a button to join, and if you hit that, it'll give you, you know, the different options. And basically I have 3 levels of membership that I'm offering, starting at just like $3 a month, and that's like a basic support membership. But you know, for that, you know, like there's different things, perks that you get, hey, so little badges and such, and then my commitment to communicate back to you, and you know, any comments that you make on the videos and such. At the second echelon of membership, which I think is around, you know, $9 or $10 a month, then you get more perks. You get all the ones from the basic, and then you get you also get like members only videos, at least monthly, probably more. If I get you know, membership, because I really do think this could be a cool tool for enhancing the interaction between, you know, myself and people who've been watching the channel, you know. So I'll be doing some members only videos there for those who are in the second echelon or above. And then there's the third echelon, which I think it was around $20 or something a month. And that's like, that I consider like almost co-authorship in the in some of the work of the channel on the creation side, because if you are at that echelon of supporting me and you know, my work, then what I'm offering is what did I call it? Quest or question or something like that. Question or quest, which is in addition to all of the perks that you get in the first and the second echelon, and some others in the third. I'm leaving a lot of the perks out that YouTube themselves are bringing to the table for it. Just sharing the ones of my, you know, particular design, but yeah, if you're at that level of supporting me, then I will I will do a quest or question from you every month, which means you can ask me a question that I'm going to address in a public or members only video. Oh, losing my footing on this little bit of landslide here. Yeah, you can ask me a question that I'll address, or you can send me on a reasonable quest that I'll do in a video. Like, say I was out here and there was something that I didn't pay enough attention to that you would like me to visit more closely, you know, then you can say, hey, can you go back up to that viewpoint and look at this for me, you know, or whatever. You send me on a quest once a month, or give me a good question. And so, you know, this is the way that I think, like, the interactions and stuff are going to get better and better on the channel. But yeah, there's a lot of different things that I've been inspired about. And I, you know, now that I'm kind of settling in and I've got my move more or less completed, and I've got oh, look at that, there's a beaver right by the house, probably the one that you saw swimming, but just sitting on the lodge over there. Just stucky. It's the chewing that they do is what they're named for in Blackfoot. Just stucky. Chewing wood. That's the beaver lodge right there. Yeah, I was kind of hoping getting here early I might see stuckies. Yeah, and I'm feeling inspired to get out here, and I'm feeling inspired to learn again. You know, to have, like, I've been doing a lot of talking, but when I'm on this video, but when I'm not talking, and I'm just walking, I'm looking at everything, and I'm thinking, and my mind is an open zone to learn some things. Oh, that beaver's looking like he's up to something. Let's see what's up. And so I think it was, you know, that was part of my decision this morning to get off trail. Get off trail today and see if you can see some new things you weren't aware of before at this site. Just getting here at a different time of day. I find the early mornings are usually the best, and you know, or going into the evening, but early mornings beats everything as far as wildlife activity that you're going to be able to see that's not nocturnal, you know. Oh yeah, let's look at the pelican. If that is indeed... No, that's a heron. Oh, that's the first heron that I've seen for a while. Is it a heron? Or is my eyes messing me up? Well, I think that is, yeah. Oh, me. But we'll go down and get a closer look at that heron. When Carol and I were walking yesterday, we ran into Gail and Linda, who are routine walkers down here. I don't know if they do it every day. I might run into them this morning. But they had mentioned seeing a blue heron yesterday, and we were like, oh, we haven't seen a blue heron down here. But now we have. Let's see if we can get closer to it. Do deer trails count as trails? Yeah, I didn't even go 2 steps along this deer trail from where I turned off the camera, and I bumped into something that I thought I would show. This is a prickly pear cactus berry that's been harvested by mouse. Opened up, and you can see each of the little seeds have been chewed open, and the actual, you know, protein extracted. And the mouse has done a few of them here, okay, coming off of these neighboring cacti, no doubt. So that's something that I see a lot of going into winter. I don't typically see it in August, but I guess maybe I don't look for it enough. It's if the cactus berries are ready, I'm sure the mice are too. What once was a goose. Going back. And perhaps its mate. Yeah, there's still a lot of evidence around from the winter's terrible avian flu. Now that is a pelican. Where is the heron? Did the heron depart? Was I wrong when I was looking down and I didn't see it right and it was the pelican all along? I bet that's what went on. My eyes aren't all that good these days, and I don't see the heron out there. But, you know, I could have freaked it out as I was walking my way down the rocky slopes and stuff, you know. Wasn't a gentle passage. Yeah, look at this. Just down at the Beaver Lodge now. It's just gigantic. Very established lodge. Here's a beaver. He's not going to be happy. Yeah, there's one underneath me splashing. It's gonna come out this way, I'm sure. Upset. Alright, I'm gonna pull back a little bit because I didn't intend to upset them. I looked and didn't see them, so came up. Of course, who likes somebody standing on their house? Yeah, he swam way out before he popped up. Getting a protected look at the situation. No doubt has me temporarily figured as a potential predator or threat, you know. Been thinking about what kind of winter gigs I might undertake, because I'm gonna have to replace my wildlife revenue, and this is the first winter that I will be doing that without a, you know, professional job of some sort to lean on. You know, like employment under some company or something other than my own. My dog sitting is going well. I've had a couple of dog clients all for the past month, and I think in total they're going to do 6 weeks with me, and that's, you know, good revenue for me if I can keep 2 dogs. Yeah, if I can keep 2 dogs a night and try try to schedule so that most of nights are covered, then I'd be getting pretty good revenue for that, because I charge $30 a night, you know, per dog. So I want to keep that rolling, of course, and my dog walks. And by the way, you all who follow the channel are no doubt going to be sad to hear that something is wrong with Sid, the dog that I typically walk on the coulee rims, you know, that I've been walking for months. What is this? Wow. We got Crawdad arm and I'm assuming lots of crustacean excrement here, and it's linked to this hole, I'm assuming, which goes to the river. Wow. This is not a beaver, but I am thinking either a mink or potentially even an otter is bringing up crayfish to eat here. I've never seen an otter on the river here. I have occasionally seen mink, but there's definitely something like that, hey, going on here. That is very interesting to me. See, I wish I had another camera trap now. Well, actually, in my move, I did find a couple of camera traps that I got to test and see if they work. I think they might be broken. That's why I wasn't using them to begin with. Wow, that is. See, this is when you get off trail. Then I'm finding stuff that that's awesome. And that's being used again and again and again. So I know whoever it is coming back and back and back there, and it's right next to the beaver lodge. So that's very cool. I got to try to figure out who that is. What is this? Oh, I believe this is another. What once was a goose. I've lost track of what I was talking about before. Oh yeah, my winter revenue. You know, dog watching is of course not going to be enough together. Oh, look at these bones are getting nice and bleached. You know, at some point I might collect some of these bleached once they're nice and bleached out, though, because they did have, you know, avian flu, and I don't know. It's just like, do I want to mess with those carcasses really? You know, but one of the things I thought of was, for making a little extra money, is nature art. You know, I've been selling the occasional skunk tarp, but like there's a hornet nest down here in the wilderness park that I'm very much looking forward to gathering, to collecting at the end of the season, and making a kind of an ornamental wall decoration of it. It's an art piece. It's nature's art, you know. It's a giant bald-faced hornet nest, and I went on eBay and looked at, you know, what do people sell hornet nests for, and sure enough, there's a ton of them on there, and they sell for as much as $500, you know. So there's stuff like that, like nature art, that like yesterday when I was out with Carol, I found we ran across some remains of a deer, and a doe, white-tailed doe, and her skull was, you know, perfectly intact, you know, bottom and top pieces, and I collected it, and it's pretty much clean. You know, it's not bleached right white, but I really don't care. I don't like the bleached white, but with these goose bones, I wouldn't have it any other way because of the avian flu association. But otherwise, I like it to look kind of a natural clean bone, and so, which has various shades, grays and browns and whites, you know. And I was thinking, if I just, you know, was to mount that in some way, that itself is a you know, another kind of nature art piece that people will buy, you know. And I don't want to do anything to, I don't want to paint the skull or, you know, or do like anything like that. I just want to present it as nature made it, as nature's art that I've just been fortunate to come across and am selling. So I'll do a little bit of that this winter, but that's not going to be enough either. You know, again, that's a startup kind of thing that I probably do on, you know, mostly online sales and stuff, Etsy and Facebook Market and, you know, what have you, Kijijis and eBays and stuff. But that's something that, you know, you'd have to build up a kind of a clientele and a business around that. I was thinking something that I could probably get immediately going for this winter, and it's a seasonal thing, so it makes sense to me, for me, because it'll get out of my way when the wildlife come back, is snow removal and the looking out at over houses for the snowbirds, because we have a lot of what we call snowbirds, which is the people who spend half of their year in the southern United States, so they get the fuck out of here for winter. And because winter is brutal here, they go down to like Arizona and Florida, and, you know, it's these kind of folks, usually older folks, but you know, by most of their homeowners insurance, the home can't be, you know, left without check-in for more than 72 hours. It has to be checked every 72 hours. And so, you know, there's different ways to do that, of course, you know, but one way is to hire a service, and for those 6 months or what have you. And so I'm thinking about offering that service and the snow service, and I'm thinking of pricing them both at $200 a month, and trying to get 6-month contracts. And then if I got, you know, between now and November, which is where basically it'd be started, October, November, if I can get, you know, 5 or 6 snow clients and 5 or 6 snowbird clients, and some of them might be both, you know, because you know, the bylaws of the city, you have to have your snow taken care of too on the sidewalks, on the public sidewalks, so at your residence. And so the snowbirds have to pay for snow removal too, you know, or find some way to do it. Any case, I think I'm going to offer some of that and see what I can do there, you know. But yeah, all of these changes, and I have to change because it's I need to figure out my way to make things work now that I'm in that house, and I've got the challenges that I've got with that, with taking care of that and dealing with my debt issues and all of that. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not feeling, you know, overwhelmed at the moment. I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling like there's stuff I can do, and I think being in the house it brings about that inspiration for me. You know, I just have a better feeling living there than where I was living before, you know, in the duplex. It's not that the duplex was bad or anything or what have you. Like, it really was important for me for those years. But it's nothing like being in my own place, and that place just feels right with me, you know. And it just, I feel like I got all kinds of potential to do things out of that space. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up because these animals are like looking at me. What's up? Choke cherries are looking pretty good. We'll have to taste test a few. Yeah, it's time to harvest them. I have to bring a bag out sometime this week. I like to make the crushed choke cherries, because of course they got the big pits in them. But when you crush them, you know, pound them up into a paste, you can just eat the whole thing. Don't gotta worry about chewing, finding the pit and spitting it out and all that. You just wash the paste around your mouth and swallow. Yeah, the new moon, which is called Bakipis Tsotsitech, when the choke cherries ripen, is just coming up. I think Thursday or Friday the moon will phase out, something like that. I collected a few leaves from these little patch of short mullein. They are pretty stunted compared to sometimes that species grows quite tall. But yeah, I pulled some of these leaves because they're good to mix with stuff that you'll smoke if you oh, look at what we have here. Hold on, I'm gonna get the other camera out. Kika. Lost it. Not entirely sure who that was. Oh yeah, I was telling you about the mullein. yeah, you mix that leaf with something you'll smoke to actually clear your lungs if you're having, lung issues. So I consider it one of the cough medicines to gather for winter. Another one that's ready right now is oxbee, and I've already started gathering that, and I'm probably going to get a bunch of that because I want to use that for trade and sale as well. Nobody collects that. Well, not nobody, but it's a really good cough medicine. So and not a lot of people collect it. So I plan to get me some of that. Yeah, now that I moved in and stuff, and things are gonna be a little bit slower, I can really come back into myself now. That's how I feel. Shoot, I find myself on a path, and I don't want to be on paths today. I want to be off the trail. I was telling you about Sid too, hey? Oh, look at these, just walking right into a bunch of whitetails. I was telling you about Sid the dog, and way back by the beaver lodge, and I don't think I finished that story. You guys know Sid, who I take on walks on the coulee rim. Something happened to her about a week ago. She suddenly had two major seizures in one morning, and so her owner took her, of course, to the veterinary hospital, and they poked and prodded, blood tested, and this and that, and they did not figure it out, what was wrong with her. So she came home, but she's still, she's not herself, and so they're bringing her back to the veterinary hospital on Tuesday to, have another check at it. But yeah, she's not herself. Something's wrong. So this is, of course, not good news, eh? And I'm pulling for Sid that whatever it is, they figure it out and they get it under control, because I don't want to think of anything bad happening to that girl. We're having nice walks and stuff together. It's just not that time yet, but that's that. I got to get back into dog walking too, that'll help as well for winter. Oh, we've been walking an hour 38 minutes.
Total distance 3.0.
Only 3 kilometers.
32 minutes.
See, I'm taking my time. 30 minutes a kilometer, walking around, looking at all my environment and making a lot of noise and upsetting animals. Going down toward the river. Check out the gravel bar. So the water is not low, which is cool. It's not much of a gravel bar even to speak of. Oh, sounds like the kingfishers over there. Lots of good plants to look at along the edge here. I've been seeing some nice tarragon specimens. Oh, look at that right there. I've been harvesting some mint, what I've seen of mint. I'm gonna pick tarragon another day, but definitely gonna get to that as well. Sneezeweed is pretty much past its prime, and I haven't found the way to effectively use that sneezeweed myself. Anyway, I think it's supposed to help relieve, sinus issues and stuff. But I found I thought it was you're supposed to dry it and what I'd read, dry it, turn it into a powder and snuff it. And I tried that, and it just burned the heck out of my nasal cavities and did not relieve me at all. Just made matters much worse. Yeah, really. There's two kingfishers over there, kind of doing something with each other. This is a kind of mint too, but it's a different mint, eh? It's not the good stuff. Yeah, this is the good stuff. That one's a little bit dry, not the best specimen, but there's another here. Yeah, I'll take some of this. Whoop. Try to snap it off at the base so that I'm not taking the roots, with the mint. That way it'll just grow again next season. This one's particularly tough. I'm gonna cut it with my knife. It's that tough. These roots want to come with. Sorry, you're not coming. Just want the leaf and the flower. Oh yeah, look at this. Get this one. No, got the freaking root. Damn. I'm gonna have to use my knife. It's just these plants are too what would you call them? They're too woody now, kind of. Lots of fiber in them, and so they're sticking together and pulling the root. Unless I cut or am very careful in my extraction. So I'm gonna do some of that as I walk along here. Thought I saw another heron. Couple of pelicans. And who's that with them? Is it just geese? No, it's somebody else. Not sure who that is. Gotta get a little closer. Yeah, I decided I should not be coming home empty-handed from these sojourns into the coulees, so definitely taking some mint home with me today. Look at all of these micro moths. I don't know if you can see them, but there's so many little micro moths in certain areas here, which is good. I haven't seen an explosion of insect life around for most of the summer. It's nice to see something in the air that the birds can eat. Look at this, all of these carcasses from the avian flu still here. It's pretty wild. Oh, these birds are getting concerned about me. Maybe I'll be able to see on the, might be a cormorant, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll be able to see when I'm looking on my video on the computer later, because I suspect that bird's gonna get out of my way as I move up here. I am actually not sure what this plant is. I'm gonna have to look it up. Some kind of wild aster, obviously, but it's not one that I know. So I'm going to take a few pictures. This is a good patch of it. A few pictures, and I'll look it up when I'm at home. Now that I've got my reference library back, I can do things like that. See? The awesomeness of being back. I believe this butterfly is a pink-edged sulfur. because it's sulfur color, except that back edge just has a thin little pink line. And I can't remember which plant this butterfly is related to. All, you know, butterflies and such have plants that they're very closely associated with, that say, like, you know, they can only lay their eggs and have their grubs, their caterpillars, eating off of certain plants. This guy's letting me get so close. It's nice. Yeah, that's a pink edge sulfur. Sure enough. Thank you. Cutting away from the river now. Crossing back through the savannah. Climbing up out of the park now. Kind of been following a loose deer trail. Well, not that loose, but not too well defined either, that I don't want to be on it. It's really the places that the paths that the other humans are following that I don't want to follow out here. If you follow another animal's path, might lead you to something cool, like that cache of crayfish stuff down there, you know, that latrine or whatever that was. I consider that a big highlight of today, because it's got to be either the mink or the muskrat, or not muskrat, mink or the otter. I don't think a fisher, but not here. But mink is a potential and otter's a potential. So, and I'm hoping for otter. When I was younger, I had otters that I was following in the mornings. Like, I've been doing this stuff all of my life, and there was a point where I was going in the mornings, and in my early 20s, this was in Oregon, and somebody had a hunting stand way up in a tree. It was really built like a tree fort, you know, all the way around the big Douglas fir old growth, and part way up like an Ewok house. And I would go climb up there in the mornings before dawn, before the light, and then watch what happens with the birds and everything else in the forest. I had a look from that position. Of course, it was built by a hunter, and it was overlooking a little meadow strip where a small stream ran through the forest. And it was there that I learned that otters can den quite far away from, you know, their water where they're going to be carrying out most of their day. There was otter family that was living in that forest, and then they would wake up every morning, slide into the creek, and slide down toward the old lake bed and creek below. And yeah, it was quite a distance. You know, I had not known that otters den that far from their water. But one thing I did come across there was I collected even these little white seed-like something that come from crayfish. And when the otter would, you know, shit, a lot of times these white things were just laying there on the top, and I don't know what part of the crayfish they were, but I took them because to me they seemed like a little bead, a little jewel, something special from that animal. I didn't see any at the pile down there, but if I went through with a stick or something, which I might in the future here in subsequent visits, see if I can find that same piece from the crayfish here. I don't know.
Time 2
Whoop.
hours 32 minutes 32
Anyway,
seconds. Total distance
5 kilometers.
0 kilometers. Average pace 30.
Yeah, this skeleton weed, it has medicinal properties, but it's not one that I know a lot about. I should pull my reference library, and now that I've got it back, and see if I can learn anything from the books about but I know it has to do with the sap of the skeleton weed that you collect, and it might be earlier in the season that you need that. I know my good friend, late Marvin Caffrobe, his mom Corolla used to have girls harvest that for her. She was Asokinaki. She's a healer, used herbs, and she had things that was transferred down to her from her mothers and grandmothers and stuff, that she didn't share with people generally, just if she had an apprentice, and her daughters, I know for sure, learned a lot of that stuff. But I know she used to use that skeleton weed for something. All right, coming across the area now where I normally go down, and you can see the trails here. I'm just doing my best to just stay off of them anyway. Head up toward the vehicle. I probably will just take the camera and continue along to the wasp nests after I pick up Britt and drop her at home. So I got 3 wasp nests, but I think they're gonna be easy ones. They're all on one property, and it looks to me like they're a paper wasp, that it isn't going to be a situation necessarily where there's hundreds of wasps swarming me like usual. But I don't know. I'll see when I get there what the true deal is. Continue our walk for now. All right. Where are we in the afternoon? We're almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I picked up Britt. We had Opa. I splurged, and because I was hungry after that hike, and like I said, I'm feeling better and stuff. This morning I weighed in at 169.4 pounds, which is my perfect weight. I like to weigh welterweight, 170. That's what I feel comfortable at. Between 165, 170 is where I feel my healthiest. And I know I lost it in bad circumstances this time. Stress and injuries and that stomach sickness, and I'm probably still dehydrated. But I have cut the weight to 170, and my goal now is to keep it at that weight. But I'm hungry, so today I splurged and bought Britt and I Opas for lunch. $50 for fast food. I don't know when fast food started to get so expensive, but that's what it was. And what I have, calamari and shrimp skewers and fries. I only eat about half the fries. I'm not a big potato fan, but I'm more of just the protein straight kind of guy, and then fruit and veg. Well, potatoes a veg, but I don't know, just too much, just straight carb, no sugar. Or I guess that's a sugar, but you know. Anyway, somebody's ringing my messenger. Bing, bing, bing. One of the nests I hear is back, whoop, or maybe it's back in here. They said when you come in the gate, if I was to come in from the back, it would be on the old pole. Oh, that must be this pole. It's clothesline pole. That must be it, eh? We are in search of wasp nests. Let's look at the trailer. The trailer has two. I'm gonna have to look at her pictures. I felt like it was behind a tree of some sort, but it's attached to a pole. So, and she said it was the old clothesline pole. I don't know. I'll have to look around. But let's look in the trailer. She's saying when you first enter at the vent, there's a nest, and then just to the right when you come in, there's a nest. Let's see what we got going on. Alright, a couple of them just flew out. I'm just opening it up. Where is the vent? Oh, there's someone going up in there. Just went up high. Oh yeah, there's one right there. Oh. That's one of them. Where is the second one? You know, this doesn't look all that good up. Oh, what am I trying to show here? This. Okay. Vent. When you first come in, the vent. Is she talking up here? She must be talking up here. Oh yeah, there it is. So they must be, yeah, there it is. So they must be going after the ceiling for resources of some kind. Well, that's two of the three. And I don't think I'm gonna have much problems with those. And I gotta find numero three. For some reason, I was thinking this was the pole in the pictures. I'm gonna have to open my phone, take a look. Because here's the other pole that would have been the clothesline pole. I don't see any wasps messing around here. Unless they're inside Oh yeah, that's where it is, hey? There's nest number 3. Right in that hole, right at the edge of that hole. But all 3 nests are these kind of exposed paper wasp nests. And, you know, I'm not facing 1,000 wasps or hundreds or even, you know. So I think these should be a different experience for me. I think I can just kind of bag them and box them, you know, pull them off, bag them and box them, and make pretty quick work of it, but we'll see. I think the wasps can already smell, you know, the pheromones left by other wasps in my vacuum and on me and stuff, because I've been getting buzzed as I've been getting suited up. My plan is not complex. I'm gonna climb this ladder and reach in to the end of that pipe and extract that that nest up there. I'm gonna bring my iPhone with me in the other hand. I'm gonna put that nest in here, close it up, move to the trailer, open that cooler. I think I'll grab the smaller of the 2 nests first, the one that's up in the vent, and then I'll grab this one next, each of them being placed in the cooler. This one I might try to drop it into the bag, because I do have my little bag with me, and all 3 of them will be relocated to probably the same location or very close to each other. But yeah, I chose a great time to do this. It's 5 gazillion degrees out here. I think it's close to 30 degrees, probably 28, 29 degrees. And so really hot. And yeah, I'm layered up in two layers of overall. You know, it's not entirely comfortable. So let's get the show on the road and get these wasps. I'm counting on these wasps being a little less aggressive than some of the other nests that I've dealt with, and definitely having less members. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that, which caused a definite reaction. Maybe I'll have to vacuum a little first. I don't know. I'm just being fearful, I think. You know? I mean, I'm gonna get laid into here for sure. So I'm pulling a nest out, right? Just have to trust that I can do this. How can I move that out? Maybe with a stick. Maybe I need a little stick to kind of pry it out of there. I gotta trust my equipment, and this is a new situation for me, so but let's try this, see if it'll, from this other side here, then if I can try it out. Yeah, there we go. Now I should be able to grab the thing and bring it to where I want it, which is the cooler. It's not tiny. It's not as small as I thought it was. All right. Hopefully it's got 3 essential members. All right. One down. One on this side, one on this side, I guess. This one should be very easy. Here. Does it have any members on it? Doesn't even look like it. Well, let's get this other one. This one's not small either. But again, it's not like there's a gazillion members. Whoop. Shit, that didn't help things. Sorry, I'm still klutzing my way through this job a bit. But let's put these guys here. They definitely got some essential members. And I'm gonna vacuum up some of the strays. I don't even know if they're both the same species, honestly. Take a look at these guys. I think maybe they are, but and which species are they? I've been studying up and looking at the back patterns of. I think this is the. It can't be. Yeah, I was gonna say this is the prairie yellow jacket, but it can't be because the prairie just, does it underground. I've been looking at stuff on aerial yellow jackets and prairie yellow jackets and aerial yellow jackets, prairie yellow jackets, and western yellow jackets, which are the 3 species kind of described in the Insects of Alberta webpage, which I've been a contributor to before. But I'm not sure who this all is. And that might be, that looks like a bigger wasp right there. I wonder if that's even a queen or something. I don't know. I really don't know these guys. I don't know them well enough yet, but they do look like the same that's in the trailer. So let's vacuum them, some of them that are left, and bring all that we can with us. So while vacuuming at the pole, I learned that there was another cone further in behind the one that I already extracted. This one is empty. There's nothing on it. However, I looked back in there further, and I believe there's another one on this side. Check it out. See back there on that other end? That might be an old one, unused, because I don't see any wasps on it. I'm gonna go to the other side and pull it, just in case. And we're almost done this job. I figured it'd be easy. I'm glad, because I've had some difficult ones of recent. Back home now. It is about 2:30, and my plan is to situate these new nests that I've just taken in my shed here, hanging off of these nails by zip ties. This was my first wasp relocation right here, and because of lack of foragers and the proper members and such, it has been abandoned. Well, the members have died that I brought here. So, but it's, you know, that was my very first one. My very second one is up on my house, on the other side of the house, and I've shown that in my last video. I think that it's flourishing, and they're even making new envelope around the cones now. So I'm hoping that these ones, this looks like a really good environment for these guys. Looks like the kind of environment they like. I don't have a lot to do in this shed for the rest of the, you know, month and a half or so that these guys are going to be around. So I'm going to hang them up from these nails and see how they do. All right. This was the first one that was in the pole. And I really can't discern whether I have a queen here or not. I don't know what they're supposed to look like. These three all look pretty close to the same to me. But let's put a zip tie through here. One of them is flying off. Hopefully not a critical member. Okay, just a simple zip tie, which I'll make into a loop. And two remaining members, and whoever's in the vacuum that decides to come in here, just gonna hang it. Oh, well, no, I'm gonna drop it on the ground. Jeez, I couldn't be more of a klutz at this job sometimes. I don't know if it's just because I'm not used to the suit. Well, one member, and I hope she's the queen. It's probably also, in this case, it was my eyesight. I thought I was over the nail, and I wasn't. Blindness. All right. That's one. Let's get the other one down here. The other one that has a lot of active players on it. There we are. That one's pretty. Pretty. Oh, I even got a zip tie in here. Wonder if these are still valid. Probably. I'll probably put that in there. All right. What, did all the wasps head out, or no, they went underneath? Okay. See if we can pick that one up here too. Get them all on here. And again, I'm doing this out of view, but trust that I'm just popping a zip tie in there because I only got 2 hands and none to hold the phone. Ah, fuck. And I dropped the nest and dropped all 4 members out of it. Let's catch them up. Let's catch them up onto the nest. Come on. Come on. Am I right? Fumble fuck. Not my fingers, the nest. Again, 1 member. Hang that one there. See if I can get any more members out of here. Yeah, there's 3 wasps in here. Hidden under here. Even if I can get them from my finger first onto the nest. Don't know. There we go. That worked out. All right, last but not least, we'll open the vacuum in there and just seal the door, and then monitor. Check it out in the morning. See how things are doing. I think I'll have another wasp job tomorrow, so I'll need the vacuum again by then, but between now and then I can just leave it in here for those ones that are caught to hopefully find home. Anybody alive in there today? Oh yes, yes, yes. All right, so let's leave it, see what happens.